Yo, Billboard Breakdown. Hot 100, September 27th, 2025. Doghouse. Camera. Charlie. Sadie Walls. Now, I haven't reacted to the Billboard Breakdown in a while, but there is not a Billboard Hot 100 countdown this week, so we're just going to watch this. And I was actually debating if I wanted to watch this before I knew that the Billboard list wasn't going to come out, or the channel that I react to for the Hot 100 list, because this week is pretty eventful, very interesting week. But we're gonna watch it anyway. So, and also I heard that he's going on break, so
hey there,
might as well watch.
I'm Mark, in affiliation with Spectrum Pulse, and yeesh, pretty rough week to end things off. And it's Billboard Breakdown.
And by the way, just because I'm not reacting to these on the channel doesn't mean I watch these, doesn't mean I don't watch these every week. I still do, off screen. I still, I don't just react to it to react to it. I actually, love watching these videos.
So yeah, this is what I'm ending things off with. Really? I'll admit I wasn't really sure how this would all pan out given some projections around Ed Sheeran and 21 Pilots, who both had songs break through this week. But it's one of those weeks where you really can't make any projections long term surrounding what's coming, because Cardi B's Am I the Drama is going to bulldoze a chunk of the Hot 100 with an album bomb next week. You can bet on it. But
and
again,
Taylor Swift will be coming too.
Things off. Well, you're not going to be getting any new episodes of Billboard Breakdown for a couple of weeks. There may be some write-ups on my website I might link in community posts, but I'm not going to make any promises. It might just wind up radio silence. And the reason why? Well, this Sunday I'm getting married. And then I'm going to be on my honeymoon overseas. And while you've seen
me congratulations, Mark, bro. I'm happy for you.
Before, I think this is a time in my life where making weekly content
That's why he moved.
is going to take a back
because he's getting married. That's why he moved. Okay, I understand now.
After 11 years, I think I've earned that. Now, what's interesting is that by the time I get back, which here should be for October 21st, 2025.
Damn, that's so weird to me. So there's going to be 2 weeks with no Billboard Breakdown. That's crazy, bro. I'm going to be depressed when the series ends, man.
Going to call October 25th for their week. It's going to be a new...
Guys, I'm just telling you, when Mark Grondin and Todd in the Shadow stop uploading, this whole community is dead. I'm just telling... No, I'm kidding. But, it'll be, a very sad day. Low-key. But, who's, left? You know, I guess Mike the Snare. You got Mike the Snare, Sean Faye Wolf, if he uploads. Fantano. Man, it's damn. Oh, me, hey, I could take Todd in the Shadow spot. I could do One Hit Wonder. No, I can't do One Hit. That takes way too much work. I have so many other things to focus on. Maybe I'll take a Billboard Breakdown. No, I can't do that. I don't know, bro. But it'll be a sad day when Todd in the Shadows and Mark Grondin, fully go away from these channels. It'll be very sad, And Todd's already talking about it. He's already been talking about it. It's pretty depressing. Well, I mean, can they go away from their channels? The thing with Mark, he has an actual job, right? On the side. So, he can quit if he could quit this if he wants. Because he's not making that much money. Well, he's making a decent amount of money for this. But, not as much as probably his real job. But I don't think... Does Todd have, a job outside of YouTube? If he doesn't, then he's gonna have to keep doing this shit. Okay?
Year. Because they screwed around so much with their own internal dating system. And thus we're kind of looking at how we're ending off 2025's Billboard year with this. Man, this year sucked. Case in point, the top 10, where of course Golden from K-Pop Demon Hunters is at number 1. I'm not remotely a fan of this song.
I heard this on the radio for the first time today.
The Hot 100 is a terrible blight and embarrassment upon the industry, but the sales and streaming are there, and it's only gaining more radio. I don't think Cardi B is going to have enough to seriously disrupt it.
She didn't even hit the top 20.
And like I described last week, right behind it, Ordinary by Alex Warren at number 2, which spent the week only gaining more radio and holding firm everywhere else. You're going to need a massive hit to break the gulf with these 2 songs that they have with the rest of the Hot 100. Because personally, I don't think Man-Child
I was like
really
thinking about like any like schoolwork I have to do.
Getting close. It's down on streaming. The radio is already dumping it. It's already been to number 1. I don't see it getting back. Speaking of which, What I Want by Morgan Wallen.
Get this shit out of here, man. I'm sorry. 4. This song, like, I kind of liked the song before, but now I'm just done with it. Like, just stop,
a nice streaming boost in order to get around.
I didn't even really, like, I thought it was okay, but, like, every time I listen to it, it's like, damn, like, this kind of sucks.
Waffling radio, which I've talked about persistently, but it did get over 2 K-pop Demon Hunters songs with Soda Pop,
My Little Soda Pop,
overtaking Your Idol at number 5 and number 6 respectively. Chalk this up to streaming yet again. Now this is where we got a nice boost to Love Me Not by Raven Lene at number 7. Seems like it peaked on the radio, might just be a positional thing here with Sabrina Carpenter's Tears naturally falling out of the top 10, and we also saw a slight rebound for Daisies by Justin Bieber up to number 8 as the radio pushes really making up for the streaming losses. And then, and I can't believe I am still saying this, Lose Control by Teddy Swims back at number 9, because despite consistent streaming losses, radio is still not dumping it. Either way, it got ahead of How It's Done from K-Pop Demon Hunters, which is now down at number 10. Again, this might be more on position than any actual streaming losses. I don't think songs from this movie are going anywhere, minus big album bombs. We'll have to see. So in contrast, our losers,
get rid of the whole top 10, bro. Get rid of it all.
I might be a little bit sad
Holy
that
fuck.
Party for You by Charlie XCX is gone. It's probably going to fall short of the year-end list. But at least Blues Scripts by Jesse Murph is also mercifully out of here, taking that god-awful remix of Miami by Morgan Wallen, Rick Ross, and Lil Wayne with it. And as for our losers, well, outside the remix of Somebody Loves Me by Drake and Party Next Door with Cash Cobain slipping back to 40, it's all Sabrina Carpenter all the time here. House Tour at 50, Go-Go Juice at 62, Sugar Talkin' at 67, My Man on Willpower at 68, Goodbye at 70, Never Getting Laid at 84, and We Almost Broke Up Again last night at 91. So what's really filling in the gaps here? I'll be generous and call it a mixed bag, because of our losers, I'm sure as hell not happy to see I'm a Little Crazy by Morgan Wallen back at 89. But the bigger story might come with Cat's Eye of all groups, because thanks
Gabriella.
to the VMAs, they saw not only Gnarly return to 97, but Gabriella get a boost up to 45.
That song is actually becoming a hit, like no cap. Like I've heard that song multiple times on the radio at this point.
Now the VMAs were also
kind of crazy
good to Tate McRae. She's kind of built for that stage. So Revolving Door jumped up to 46 and Just Keep Watching hit 55. But it's not all bad news there, as Somber pushed 12 to 12 up to 41.
That wasn't bad news.
Those
songs are good.
A huge win. I'll take what I can get. As to the rest, I guess I'll take 6 months later by Megan Maroney at 56, because otherwise we're stuck with Last One to Know by Gavin Adcock at 71, and Your Way's Better by Forrest Frank.
Your Way's Better.
At 64. It's probably going to be
Your Way's
better. Year-end list, especially given Billboard's not enforcing their own rules around recurrency.
This song is just like funny to me. I don't know. Like this song is funny.
This year,
I don't know.
There it is. But before I get any more heated, we do have
Your
our
Way's
new
Better.
rivals.
Like, bro, that song is so funny.
It was a rough week, so let's start off with number 90, Shot Callin by Youngboy, Never Broke Again.
It's just a young boy song. Like, I don't know. It's got to make the same song over and over. Like, I've never, like there's never really been a young boy song that I've heard that I've really hated, but there hasn't really been one that I loved. They're all just kind of the same.
There's a larger conversation to be had about the fall off of Youngboy Never Broke Again, where him flooding the market in the late 2010s, early 2020s, but barely innovating in the sound. That's only half the story.
That's what I'm saying. This
other
guy's
half
just like
is
putting
a
out
from
1,000
Atlantic to
songs.
Motown, which
It's
led
all
to
the same.
massive streaming and album bombs drying up really fast. Anyway, after getting a pardon from the current president down south and calling his newest album Massa, no, I'm not kidding with that, he's only got one new song charting that flips that Tweaker song from LiAngelo Ball, and wow, it's almost like Youngboy never left. The slushy bass and trap percussion around a melody that could have actually had some bombast if Youngboy's barely on rhythm melodic drawl wasn't smothering everything as he rants about brand names fucking and shooting people that I don't recognize nor care about. Because that's been the problem with Youngboy for a while now. At his best, he found unique melodic hooks. He could suck you into an intensely detailed and rather paranoid picture.
That's true.
Whereas this is just more unkempt aggression with multiple references to showing his ass and his pants being down alongside being in and out of prison. I'm not going to draw any conjecture. And it's not unique or compelling anymore. So of course it's not good. Feels desperate to flip Tweaker and not even be better than LiAngelo Ball. But what's worse is that it's not even bad in an interesting way. Even if you're a Youngboy fan, you're gonna forget this in record time. Number 88, How Far Does a Goodbye Go by Jason Aldean.
On a runaway track. How far does a goodbye go till it don't come?
I don't fuck with Jason Aldean. This song was okay. It wasn't bad. I like the little guitar on this song and the instruments. It has some energy.
Speaking of someone who should have
I
been
guess.
well forgotten, but he's still here, here's another breakup song from Jason
I guess
Aldean from his upcoming 12th album. You don't need to ask, he didn't write this one either. But truthfully, I've got no idea who is still seeking out what Jason Aldean's doing, because between the initial goopy guitar lead that supports the gutless trap,
Bro, I had a coworker who said he was gonna go to like a Jason Aldean concert, and I was like, okay. But then like I really thought about it, and I was like, he's gonna do a fucking Charlie Kirk tribute. And right after work, like a couple hours, like a few hours after work, I literally go on Instagram and I see a story, and it's fucking Charlie Kirk fucking tribute at the Jason Aldean. I was like,
the stock country
too
rock
fucking
synthetic
predictable.
vocal punch-ins,
Just
where some of
too
the guitar
predictable.
soloing gives me a bit of a Poison vibe
No
of
cap.
all things. It sounds dated, but in multiple and very distinctive ways. Credit to his longtime producer giving the bass a little bit more presence.
Yeah, that's
even
what I'm
if the
saying.
groove feels
Production's
like
pretty
it's on
good.
a completely different page compared to the lead melodies. But then we get the content, which is Jason Aldean musing on how far his goodbye will go, where he's convinced that it was enough to reel this girl back, but is coming to the stark realization she may have just skipped town. And what's strange is how otherwise upbeat this is. Aldean is not someone who can normally sell this, but he also normally gets the miserable melancholy. There's just none of that here. Bizarrely, on a brighter note, it might be more tolerable as a result, but I don't need to get this or indeed anything from Jason Aldean anymore. Hopefully not going to remember this either. Number 86, Breakin Dishes by Rihanna.
fucking TikTok. It's alright, I guess. It's nothing crazy.
Okay, seriously, are we as a culture that desperate to get Rihanna back that on an album cut from 2007,
That is actually pretty funny.
Good Girl Gone Bad is now getting traction? I've seen this coming for a while now because it's had even more success globally, believe it or not. But as someone who was there during Rihanna's ubiquity, I really did like a lot of her singles, but her track record has always been mixed. I've never really considered her much of an album artist, and I hadn't sought this out in nearly 20 years. And going back to it now, yeah, kind of a reason for it. Because this reminds me of a lot of the really dated elements of mid to late 2000s production that does nobody any favors. The let-in lockstep groove where the bass will shake the mix, the buzzy synth layers from the Dream slathered all over the budget snaps and claps cribbed from Timbaland, how all the discordant waves don't support Rihanna's voice at all, and where even as an angry song it comes across as blaring and grating with no atmosphere whatsoever. Then there's the content, which falls in the lane of Before He Cheats by Carrie Underwood in terms of revenge songs that are more about living out this dark fantasy than having any actual real meat to them or indeed making any sense. Rihanna admits on the second verse that she doesn't even know if this guy is cheating in her destructive storm of wrecking all his property, likely because she didn't write this song. But I'm not even getting much in the way of catharsis here in her performance. Rihanna's voice would deepen, get richer with time. Just this sort of bratty snarl is not something she can really sell, especially when the production's doing her no favors. So yeah, I get
I
that
understand
folks want
that.
Riri back. It's been nearly 10 years since Auntie, but we don't need this. Number 83, City Walls by 21 Pilots.
Pretty good. I think it's 21 Pilots. They do not have a song that I actively dislike. They don't. They really don't. Most of the time, their stuff is fucking quality.
So I already went on at length about 21 Pilots and Breach on the main channel.
Shit,
I think this album is comfortably their worst. It ends terribly, and so many of the tonal choices don't remotely work for me amidst the desperate string of Easter eggs and callbacks. That being said, there were good songs on this album, and I think this is one of the better ones. The guttural bass churning up the riff around the buzzy synth, even if the lead guitar line could have really afforded to have some meat or muscle to it, especially if the vocals still sound so painfully canned and overcompressed. And I really hate that squealing that cuts off the post-chorus and into the second verse. Thankfully, it doesn't really last as the song kind of dissipates into smoky pianos and buzzy sampled callbacks to both Goner and Heavy Dirty Soul from Blurryface as the drums will crash back in. It certainly feels effective having the entire scene come full circle, even if the ultimate answer for all of it feels so goddamn bleak. Tyler Joseph as Clancy breaking back.
I didn't watch the video. I only listened to audio, but is this video just this video is just fucking other videos that they've done.
Goddamn bleak.
I feel like
Tyler Joseph as Clancy breaking back through the Dima city walls to confront
that was like Jumpsuit.
and ultimately losing and getting subsumed by them. But even as someone who really doesn't like the conclusion of this album, where this lands, and broader thematic execution, as someone who actually can kind of tolerate Joseph's rapping, I think he's decent here. Not much in the way of punchlines, but effective in getting the plot where it needs to go. So in Microcosm, I think it's kind of good. Flawed, definitely not great, but I can kind of groove to it. But on the topic of white boy rapping, number 77, Charlie by Tom MacDonald.
It's America, lately it's scaring us, but one good man can change it all in a day.
So I don't have anything to say about Charlie Kirk. What he said himself.
Nah, bro, I
was
can't take
extremely
this shit
visible,
serious.
And it's telling that so much of the mainstream media has refused to play his own words in commemorating him. He's facing his God now the same way I'm going to face mine. I feel bad for his kids more than anyone else. Now, this is where I could also...
See, I know nobody asked for it, but I might as well give my little piece in this, okay? Look. I don't care that Charlie Kirk died. I can give less of a shit. No cap. Okay? Does that mean is that me saying that he deserved to die? No. But I'm not surprised that, he was assassinated. I'm not surprised at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck about him. Honestly, the stuff I've been seeing from the wife too, that she's putting on a performance. No cap. I don't know, the whole acting that she's been doing, I don't know, that might just be me. I think a lot of the shit that she has been putting online of her and talking about Charlie Kirk, it's all just an act. She's just acting. It's very weird that she was model for Trump's thing back in the day, but let's not get into that. No cap. But I just feel bad for the kids. That's it. That's really it. I could give less of a fuck about Charlie. I just feel bad for the kids. That's it.
Violence, which is built into the system and society.
But the whole response to it has been fucking pussy. Like, genuinely pussy. Like, people getting their jobs fucking taken away because of them not caring about Charlie Kirk's death and fucking talking about it and hating on him. That is some pussy shit, okay? How are these people on the right gonna be like, oh, you're so sensitive, you're gonna fucking get people fired over saying things about George Floyd? You're literally doing the exact same thing. Like, I don't understand. Like, the people on the right kind of make themselves, like, they show off themselves as people who are above, people who are morally above people of the left, right? But then they go and do the exact same shit that the left does. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, it doesn't make any sense. At the end of the day, like, what this really, like, should make you realize, like, all of this stuff happening online, we're all, like, we're all the same. We're really all the same. Like, all of us. Like, inside, we're all the same. You know what I'm saying? And it's really, at this point, it's really apparent that people are trying to divide us. And that's what is the goal. That's what the goal has been the entire time. Especially fucking Trump AI assisted video. Him talking about the left people being violent. We didn't know. When that video came out, we didn't know the fucking political ideology of the shooter, and we still don't really know. Honestly, we still don't really know. And I feel like that was really kind of a self-report, that Trump video that came out before we still don't know the shooter's political ideology, like, fully. But, like, him saying that he was left before we even got any details about him really is a self-report. Like, it's so obvious what, like, these politicians, mainly Trump, what Trump is trying to do to divide us. And it's working. It's unfortunately working. Yeah. And then also, like, the whole, how are you the fucking party of free speech, and then you're getting people fired, and you're fucking taking Jimmy Kimmel, you're on Jimmy Kimmel off the air, and then you got Trump saying he wants to take other people who criticize him off the air. Like, if you are genuinely a Trump supporter, you actually have to be delusional. Like, if you don't think that, like, Trump, like, Trump advocates for free speech, but then he wants to get a media that criticizes him. How do people not see, like, what's happening? It's not a left or right issue. It's a fucking Trump issue. Trump is, people are so stupid. It's actually, like, genuinely, like, there's actually, like, dumb people out there. Like, that's what Twitter should teach you. If you are on Twitter, okay, Twitter teaches you the valuable lesson of seeing most people on Earth are delusional and stupid. Like, it's true. It really is true. How you can support a man after all he's done, it's crazy to me. I don't know. It's
an inherent part of enforcing the social contract, where the truly uncomfortable question is who is granted privilege in that contract versus who isn't, and how those who break said contract face consequences. I mean, I'm just quoting philosophy here, and the majority of y'all are not prepared for the full extent of all of that. Instead, let's focus on something that's more obviously offensive and reprehensible. At least it should be to both sides of the aisle. The fact it's not is telling. The grifters piling in to utilize Charlie Kirk's passing to pad their own pockets.
Right, bro. This really shows you how delusional people are. Do you think Tom MacDonald, like, truly gives a fuck about Charlie Kirk dying? No, he doesn't. Yeah. There's a reason why he put out the song, like, a week or even a few days after he died. Money, popularity, clout. And he fucking got it. You guys got him to chart again on stupid ass Billboard Hot 100. This guy should have no fucking charting singles on the Hot 100, but somehow he has it. It's crazy. People don't see the truth of shit. Like, it's like, how can you be that delusional? Like, you think this guy genuinely, like, he made this song out of the kindness of his heart? Look at this dude. Look at it. Oh, yeah, I'm sitting here with my notebook, and I'm here fucking saying shit from the heart. Bro, you don't give a fuck. You want clout. You want popularity. You don't give a fuck. Like, how do people not see that? I don't understand.
Of using his face and voice in AI videos beyond the grave in religious context.
Bro.
You need a new circle of hell for something that vile. So it's no surprise that good old Canadian grifter Tommy Boy made a tribute song. And by
Also, what I don't agree with though, people fucking celebrating his death, because, like, dude, you realize that you are advocating for political violence, right? Like, just because you're, and it's, let's be honest, it's mostly left, honestly, mostly left people who are, well, I feel like it's not all, I'm gonna say mostly left people who are fucking celebrating his death. Are you fucking stupid? Do you realize that if you advocate for political violence, it's gonna happen on your side too? Like, this is how you know people are, like, genuinely delusional and stupid. Like, you celebrating his death will it literally fuels the fire. Like, you celebrating his death will fucking, cause the Tyler guy, he was literally on, like, fucking Discord and Reddit and stuff. Imagine a dude on the right was like, oh, he sees all the left leaning people celebrate and stuff, and he's like, okay. And then he fucking gets radicalized and, like, shoots up a Democratic fucking person. You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't have been shot. Oh, you guys, I can't believe the right is so violent. That is really stupid, okay? That's just... People don't realize. You're just stupid. You gotta realize.
Where the first couplet calls attention to a gun, where gun control could have spared Charlie Kirk's life, where nobody on the right ever engaged in violent terrorist action, paying no attention to every well-researched statistic that is saying otherwise, the current administration is trying to take down, or the treasonous January 6th in the corner. But the second verse, where Tommy Boy highlights liberals celebrating his death, I don't know. I saw a lot more Reichstag fire-esque bloodlust surrounding this as an inciting.
No, that's true though. That's true. But also the thing is they are able, the fucking people who are calling for violence on Twitter, the people who are celebrating his death are enabling them. Like, you're giving them a reason to be politically violent. That's what I'm saying.
To enact violence on the left rather than
you're like I said again. You're just fueling the fire.
Celebration. Certainly not from gutless mainstream liberals, media, or politicians. And I could keep on debunking this, from using "our" to talk about America when again this dude is Canadian, or engaging with a complicated ambiguity of which Tommy Boy here is not capable. But we also have to address this as music, where it's this ghostly acoustic guitar and snap. Even as he drops into chopper mode to rap with his weak croon on the hook. He's really just inadequate making any sort of tribute. He's trying to balance out grief with this call for righteous vengeance, and it's not landing. But what really struck me was the line, "The system is failing us" on the hook. Because it kind of gets to the core of how it all feels so disingenuous. Because Republicans currently control all three branches of government in the United States. They've got all the power. It's their system, half dismantled and half brutally authoritarian, and Charlie Kirk was aligned with that system. What Tom MacDonald doesn't seem to get, or chooses not to get in order to scrap up whatever crumbs fall to him, the system is largely working as designed. If he thinks it's failing him the same way it's failing everyone else, I don't know, maybe he could learn something. Probably would not make better music, though. Let's move on. Number 58, Camera by Ed Sheeran.
What are your guys' thoughts? To have a war in the comments. Feel free.
And now on to something thankfully more tolerable, although I really wish this wasn't the one Ed Sheeran song that broke through. Seriously, Don't Look Down was produced by Fred again. It was right there. But of the singles, this is probably the best of them. Ed Sheeran's voice still sounds painfully compressed, where every crack of his belting really breaks through on the hook, even if that is the range I like hearing him in. Against the gentle mandolin and synth warp courtesy of Watt punching up the smoky swell of the mix. Although trying to drop in a more
this song, it's okay. I don't know. Ed Sheeran has been he's been putting out some mid lately. I can't lie.
Keys on the bridge feels oddly a bit out of place. Even
that his girlfriend
all across the song. It feels like it's
like
trying
his
to get
actual
more
girlfriend
tasteful
in the video.
For a single retrospective moment, and I'm not sure that's the move when the song otherwise accentuates so many ragged elements that are more naturalistic. But I do mostly like the lyrics. Ed Sheeran used a lot of light and camera and color metaphors in an otherwise pretty basic love song. How this person captures a perfect image where a camera will not do justice to that perfect memory that's gonna last forever. Well, cameras tend to be pretty good in getting those moments when memories will fade with age, but that is nitpicking when this song's trying to have a little bit more magical realism. And honestly, parts of that, I think it kind of gets there. Nice little track, pretty good. Check it out. And
It's
finally,
alright.
number 53, Doghouse by Drake, Julia Wolf, and Yeet.
She ain't hitting hills in a glass house.
The fucking intro to the fucking trap hip hop beat that Drake and E go on is probably one of the worst transitions I've ever heard in my life.
I like
You go from a fucking beautiful intro to like some mid-ass bullshit.
so I
Sad.
crashed out your bed.
Anyone else thinking that Drake's desperate yet? Seriously, for as many times as he tried to re-grab the spotlight, nothing's really stuck this year, or has him only seeming to look worse. So, sure, why not get back with Yeet? Or get Julia Wolf, of all people, to provide the intro to this song. For those who don't know, she's in a very husky but slightly ragged brand of pop rock with brittle percussion and shrink-wrap distortion that I don't think I would have been impressed by when I was a teenager in the 2000s, and the painfully basic writing is not helping. But Drake apparently became a fan this year, and here she is to croon the opening of the song with a couple scrappy guitar chords that are promptly squandered because, wow, this sounds like that intro was stapled onto a completely different song.
That's what I'm saying. The transition was so ass.
With the buzzy whir of a budget rage mix, and Drake either sounding out of breath or awkwardly nasal, and then Yeat's reverbed warble tries to take over the track with something darker and a little bit more chaotic with all the overdubs. It has me convinced Drake might be the worst part of his own song. I don't know whether or not I buy the hook as a slick shot at Kanye West or referencing Kim Kardashian there amidst taking Molly and staring at some girl's ass. But when we get lines like, just like Nicki said, money make her come, gimme quickie head, I'm about to run. And then after Yeet apparently disses Ken Carson, he says, all my bitches wet for me, I'm suited up, they scuba'd up. And then ends his verse with another blowjob line. No, this sounds sweaty in a really gross way. Yeah, disjointed, sloppy. Julie Wolf probably deserved better than being the dead-eyed girl who's setting all this up. Not a fan, not good. And yeah, that's our week. Yeah, I really hate to end Billboard Breakdown for this chart year with this, but feels kind of apropos. And at least the best and worst fall out fast, with Charlie by Tom MacDonald as the obvious worst, though Drake made it surprisingly close. And I think Camera not having any elements that outright annoy me kind of edges out 21 Pilots here. You win this round, Ed Sheeran.
It's next week, is that not like a hot take? I feel
you're not gonna see me for a while. Not next week. Unless maybe on my website. Stay tuned for that. www.spectrumpulse.ca.
Don't leave us.
Until then, I'm Mark. You're watching Billboard
Breakdown, affiliate with Spectrum Pulse. Alright, guys, what'd you think of this Billboard Breakdown episode? You like the new arrivals? Probably not.